Hello, friends and followers from across the globe. Thank you for joining us again for another update on the Australian market. So let's kick off with the XJO, which is the ASX 200 benchmark index, which represents the 200 largest companies listed on the Australian Securities Stock Exchange. This week, the index is definitely testing some key resistance levels, particularly the 9,000 point mark. And although momentum still appears to be quite strong, and there does seem to be some optimism in the market, particularly in sectors like materials and financials. So we're hoping that the market will continue its slightly bullish run up until the end of 2025, and perhaps will have its normal sort of pullback into reporting season in around February 2026, with analysts predicting a continuation of our bullish market, potentially up until the end of 2026 into 2027, with some analysts predicting a challenge to an all-time high of 10,000 points. So we'll continue to watch the Australian market with interest over the next year or so. Let's now dig into a few of the key stocks on the Australian market. Let's have a look first at Lynas Rare Earths, LYC, and all of these charts are on the weekly time frame. Lynas is an Australian company which specialises in lithium and battery materials. It's a sector which is increasingly in focus, of course, globally due to the rise of electric vehicles and renewable energy. Lynas has continued to show very strong movement with its recent trading. Price patterns suggest ongoing interest in this sector, with momentum indicators reflecting steady activity and overall positive sentiment. This stock has definitely broken through to some great highs in the recent months. We'll continue to watch this one into the end of the year. Now moving across to Commonwealth Bank. Commonwealth Bank, or the CBA, is Australia's largest bank, and we often look at this stock. It offers retail business institutional banking across Australia. It's remained relatively stable this week, and it's undergoing a continued consolidation around the $170 mark, with some minor fluctuations around this level. But momentum is still quite moderate, and there's still ongoing interest in this bank for now. So we may see a continuation um, as it finishes this consolidation phase. So one to watch in the next few weeks. Now moving to BHP. BHP is a global mining giant which is headquartered here in Australia, which produces iron ore and copper, coal and other resources. This week, BHP has experienced some notable movements, which is reflecting some broader commodity trends. Overall momentum suggests active trading interest, highlighting BHP's role in the materials sector. Will it challenge its recent highs in the last few years? I guess that remains to be seen, or whether we track back down to some previous support of $36. So currently, I guess we could go either way at this point with BHP. Jumping now to CSL, which is an Australian biotechnology and healthcare company specialising in vaccines and plasma therapies, and it has global operations. Currently, if you wish to read the news, there's been some news which has knocked it out of its current trading range, and it's now come down to a previous support level of around $190. Not sure if it will hold up at this level and bounce, remains to be seen. Definitely watching this stock with interest over the next few months. Now jumping over to ANZ, which is another major bank here in Australia. And like Commonwealth Bank, it provides a range of banking services. And it showed some relatively stable price lately, and it has some fluctuations around some support levels, but looks like it's about to challenge its previous high back here in 2015 of around $37. So ANZ definitely looks like it's on a bit of a run to challenge that high. So it has some steady trading, and momentum is quite moderate on this stock. Now jumping down to Woodside. Woodside Petroleum Energy Group has quite a cyclical price pattern and currently looking like it's coming into land on a support level around $22. Obviously, traders and investors alike are hoping to see a bounce off this base here, but perhaps we might see a bit of a basing pattern for some months to come. So not much to see with Woodside for the next few weeks, I imagine. Lastly, I've just picked a stock which might be of interest, which is EOS, which is Electro Optic Systems Holdings. And I've just picked this stock. It's obviously an Australian technology and energy focused company. Um, and it seems to be attracting some global investors who are interested in clean energy and tech. And as you can see, EOS has maintained its very strong upward trajectory in the last few weeks, has had some recent rejection of the previous high of about $10, $10.30. And although given current trading, it may push past this previous high. So quite an interesting one to watch over the next few weeks, even the next few days. So I hope you enjoy that view, quick snapshot of the Aussie market. Um, so we'll wrap it up this week and leave it there. I hope everyone has a great week, and hopefully we can bring you some more updates on the Aussie market sooner rather than later. If you want to get a copy of our Guppy multiple moving averages with a color scheme, you can get that. It's Market Monkey Indicator Set 1 GMMA. I find the color coded GMMAs are a really good way to view sort of the investor activity in blue and the trader activity in green. So feel free to grab a copy of that. Hopefully you find it useful. So give us a boost. And yeah, hopefully see you here again. Thanks everyone for your support. Catch you all later.